third game, I'm putting people into groups. The group that are nominated, the group that aren't. Of the group that are nominated, I've got 4 kinds: mayor, treasurer, counselor, counselor. I got 3 kinds, I'm sorry. Mayor, treasurer, counselor. There's 2 counselors. So I actually didn't even need 2 columns for the counselors. I did it kind of out of habit, but you could just leave 1 column and put 2 names in it. Whatever, doesn't matter. F and G cannot both be nominated, so one of them is always not nominated. If H is nominated for council, J is nominated for mayor. So if J is not the mayor, H is not a counselor. Either F or H is the treasurer, and K is never a counselor. Let's answer some questions. Question 12, the selection of nominees. In answer choice A, you've got Frost as mayor and Grant as counselor. You cannot have them both. Get rid of answer choice A. In answer choice B, you've got K as counselor. You cannot do that. Rule 4, get rid of answer choice B. In answer choice C, you've got treasurer is Grant, and it has to be F or H. You can't do that. Get rid of C. And answer choice D, you've got J is not the mayor. Kuno is the mayor. So that means H can't be a counselor. But oh my God, H is a counselor. You can't do that. Get rid of answer choice D. That leaves only answer choice E, which just doesn't break any rules. It is complete. It is acceptable. Question 13. If Grant is a nominee for counselor, what has to be true? If Grant is one of our counselors, well, that tells me that we don't nominate F at all. And if we don't nominate F, H has to be our treasurer. Hey, look at answer choice E. Question 14. Which of the following pairs could be the 2 nominees for counselor? Look at answer choice A, F and G. No. But answer choice B, F and J. Sure they could. If you have F, you don't have G. If F is here, H has to be here. And then we've got L and K. And since H is not a counselor, it doesn't matter who's mayor. It could be L or K. K or L. This is question 14. Sure, F and J could be our council nominees. For 15, the selection is completely determined which of the following is not one of the nominees. Look how this works. Look how this works. If you put H out, we know that F or G is also going to be out. But I don't know which one yet. But I do know that if H is out, then F is my treasurer. And now I know that G is out. And that means everybody else is in, and K is not a counselor. So K is mayor. So J and L are our counselors. And why am I doing the numbers after I do the question? I don't know. But if H is not selected, then I know everybody. Question 16. If K is one of the nominees, who cannot be the nominee for counselor? If K is a nominee, K is for mayor, which means that J is not for mayor, which means that H is not for council. Oh, look at answer choice C. K is mayor, H is not our counselor. And that leaves only question 17. And the thing with 17 is a substitution question. There are 2 things that have to happen. First, we start from the premise that the substitute is a new rule that will mean the same thing as one of our old rules. Okay? So every time the old rule is true, if it's going to be a substitute, every time the old rule is true, the new rule, in this case, and it's easier to talk about by example, we know that E is the right answer. So E means the same thing as one of our old rules. And by the way, I keep saying one of our old rules because the first prong of my attack, I don't even need to know which old rule, because all of the old rules are true in every bit of prior work. So if answer choice E is the right answer, it must be true here and here and here and here. All right, answer choice A, the nominee for mayor must be J or K. That is just false. That wasn't true everywhere. A is not the same as any of our old rules because they were all true right here. Answer choice A is not. Get rid of answer choice A. B, counselor must include J or L. No, it's always been true. C, if Frost is not a nominee, K can't be. Here, Frost is not a nominee, and we just didn't decide whether or not K is. I mean, K could totally be. That's not true. All of our old rules were true. get rid of answer choice C. If H is a nominee for council, K can't be there. I've never seen it. I don't know. I don't know what relationship it has. And E, if K is a nominee, K must be a nominee for mayor. Maybe you can just see that this is exactly what the old rule said. But if you can't see that, and probably you can in this instance, but if you have done much work, you know that there are lots of these questions that are not so obvious. So I'll go ahead and give you a system. All right, so the first part of the system was to get rid of anything that didn't have to be true because our old rules were always true. The second part is to home in on the old rule that we're replacing, and that is this, the final rule. So every bit of prior work, this was true, but answer choice A and C weren't true in prior work, so they're not the same as this. The second half is, can I make answer choice B or D or E, can I make one of those true, and make this false? Because if I can do that, then B, if I can make B true and this false, then B is not the same as this. All right, so let's make B true. The nominees for counselor must include J or L or both. Okay, let's include L. Okay, and I'm going to say J is mayor, and that doesn't tell me anything, so let's say that we've got F, we kick out G, we kick out H, and we use K. So now, answer choice B is true. The nominee for council does include J or L. And all my other rules are true. F and G aren't together. H isn't for council, so rule 2 doesn't apply. F is the treasurer. So B is true, and yet rule 4 is false. Now I've got K for counselor. B is not the same. B does not have the same effects as rule 4. Contrast and D, well, D, you've got the same thing. You've already got it right here. If H is for council, K can't be one of the nominees. H is for council, then you don't have K at all. So if you have K, H is not for council. Well, I've followed that right here. I have K, and H is not for council. And yet, rule 4 is broken. D is not the same as rule 4 either. However, answer choice E, if K is a nominee, K must be mayor. And look how we'd apply that. K must be mayor, so that's either K is mayor or K is not there at all. One of these two things must happen for E to be true, and if either of those things happen, this also happens. K is not a counselor. Answer choice E is the same. I can't make E true and make this false. And I can't make this true and make E false. That's because E is a substitute, and that finishes this third game.